Hopefully in the next 2 years when we have a new building, we'll have a whole bunch of TVs down and every seat will be a good seat because there'll be this like in your face. I thought that would be cool. I don't know. So let's see what it says. It says, let f be a function such that the integral from -6 to 0 of x, f of 1/3 x squared minus 5 dx equals 6. Write an equation that can be inferred involving the integral of the function f of u. Okay, so I have this. They want me to do that. So it's obvious that they're already telling me kind of what u is. What u is. U is going to have to be whatever I have in the inside. Does that make sense? So I'm going to write u equals 1/3 x squared minus 5. So I'm going to write du has to equal 2/3 x dx. Are we okay so far? Okay, so here's what I see. I don't have a 2/3 x dx. Remember, all this is a product. So I'm going to put a 2/3 in the front. If I put a 2/3 in the front, I need to put a 3/2 in the front of that. So 3/2 integral. I'm going to have new limits. And at the moment, it looks like f of u du. Are we still all right? Okay, so now let's see. Let's put my new limits. When x is, so I have a -6 here on the bottom. So when x is -6, -6 squared is 36 divided by 3, 12. 12 minus 5. So there it is. My lower limit's a 7. Does everyone see how we got it? Yes. You see how I have a -6 on the bottom here? That's when we're in the x domain, or in the x world. I shouldn't say domain. So when we're in the x world, I plug that in here for the expression of x in terms of u. So -6 squared is 36 divided by 3, 12, and then subtracted 5. All right, let's plug in a 0. When I plug in a 0, 0 squared is 0 times anything is still 0. And then when I subtract 5, -5. All right, there it is. So my A here has to be 7. Yeah, my B here has to be -5. And notice that it says f of u du. Is there anything in the front of that? No. This integral here is equivalent to this integral expression. And what was that expression equal to? 6. So that I just circled is just the same thing as 6. Does that make sense to you guys? So what is 3/2 times 6? So now, oh wait, but that's not what I want. Okay, sorry guys. I was about to give you a wrong answer. That's not what I want. 3/2 integral -7, -5, f of u du. They want this integral value by itself. This equals, okay, it's like saying this. That, yeah. 7, I thought I put -5, but it didn't come out right. Oh, okay, -7. Sorry. All right, hold on, guys. That is 6. I have a 3/2 there, but I don't want that. How do I get this integral by itself? I gotta multiply by 2/3, but I need to make an expression first.
So it's like 6 equals 3/2.
Oh yeah, there we go. That whole thing equals 6. There we go. Now we got an equation. Now it's correct. So now, how do I get rid of that 3/2 there? Yeah, multiply by 2/3. So 3 goes into 6 twice, so it looks like it's 4. There we go. That's 4. Oh yeah, look, we did the whole balancing and changed everything, and all that has to equal that on the right-hand side. There you go. Sorry, guys. I don't know why I was confused there. Does that make sense what we did or no? Okay. So there it is. That's what you're going to see in tomorrow's delta. We got another one here. It's very similar. So let's see. If g prime equals f, where g of 0 equals a, g of 1 equals b, g of 3 equals c, g of 4 equals d, express the value of this expression in terms of a, b, c, and or d. Okay, so what do you think you're going to make u? 4x squared. So du is equal to 8x dx. Cool. So what am I going to insert into this integral? 8, and I put a what on the outside? 1/8. So here we go. Here's my new integral. I have 1/8 on the outside. Integrand. I'm going to have new limits. And I'm going to write f of u du. Are we still okay? All right. What's my lower limit? It's not -1. Plug in -1 into x squared. -1 squared is, and then 1 times 4. So my lower limit is 4. My upper limit, plug in a 0. 0 squared is 0. 0 times 4 is 0. So there it is. And, okay, look at this piece of information that they're telling me here. They're telling me that g prime equals f. So what's the antiderivative of f? Well, I guess antiderivative, there's no symbols, right? So I'm going to replace, so what this means is this. G prime of u is equal to f of u. Does that make sense to you guys? Okay, so I'm just going to write this. 1/8 integral 4 to 0. And I kind of want to switch those limits to be TBH. G prime of u. Is everyone okay with what I just did? Okay. Now, because I have a 0 on the top and a 4 on the bottom, I kind of want to switch that. Can I do that? If I do that, what do I put in the front? Perfect. So let's switch them. Put a negative in the front. I think now we are ready. Y'all ready? What is the antiderivative of g prime? What is it? Did you say g? Perfect. The antiderivative of g prime is g. Does everyone agree? So I'm going to write -1/8. And then, well, you don't have to. Well, I already did, so too bad. I put a little bracket there. I'm kind of tempted. Whenever there's a number in the front, I'm tempted to just use the number line, but that's fine. 0 to 4. Don't put a plus c because I have constants. Oh, it's in terms of u. It's okay if you were to put x. I think they would oversee it, but that's fine. How do we feel? So now I'm just going to go, here's my -1/8 factored out, big parenthesis, g of 4 minus g of 0. Do I know what g of 4 is? Yeah, what is it? So -1/8 parenthesis d minus, do we know what g of 0 is? A. There it is. That's my answer, guys. Delta Math did that because a whole bunch of teachers were complaining that students were cheating. So this was one of the new folders that they did because there's a lot of software out there that you can just, like, you know what, do, and it gives you an answer, or you can just type it in the calculator. And so this is what Delta Math's response was to deter that. So who knows? By now, there's probably software that can figure this one out as well. But you know, it's all cat and mouse game. As you guys go to the universities, you're gonna see there's so many genius ways to cheat. But I don't understand. Like, why don't you just learn it? If, like, it takes more time to, oh, let's go ahead and program all this into the calculator. Like, and you spend hours typing stuff in. And they write stuff in the memory, and just know it. It looks like a giant mosquito. Kill it, guys. All right, here we go. Question 3. This is a question from UH. You guys ready? When you guys see this question from UH, relax. This is, obviously you guys know what's coming. This is going to be your next UH quiz. It says, A is a constant, by the way. It says, calculate the integral from 0 to 8 of 3x square root of a squared minus x squared. So the way it looks right now, you can't solve it. But notice, I have a polynomial on the inside, a squared minus x squared, and the derivative of x squared is 2x, and I have a single on the outside, like on x by itself. So you're going to set that u equal to, yeah, and a is a constant. Remember that, guys. So du is equal to a negative 2x, and then put the dx next to it. Cool or not cool? So here's what we're going to do with that integrand. I'm going to move that 3 to the outside. So there's my 3 on the outside. And I guess for now we can still, since we still have it in terms of x, I can still put 0 in a. X square root of a squared minus x squared dx. Okay, a squared minus x squared is equal to u. So that I'm going to replace with a u. And then what do I need in front of that x there? A -2. So if you have colored pencils, it is a good location to put your colored pencils. If you put a -2 in the front of that, what do you put in the front of that integrand? A -1/2, which is going to turn to a -3/2. Does that make sense to everyone? Perfect. So now here we go, guys. Let's go ahead and see what this is. -3/2 integral, I'm going to put new limits in a little bit, square root of u du. Doesn't that look a lot simpler? The negative 2x dx is replaced with du. And the a squared minus x squared is replaced with a u. That looks a lot simpler now, guys. So now I need new limits. When x is 0, 0 squared is 0, so I just get what? No, I get a squared. Because a is a constant. Are we still okay? When x is a, what is a squared minus a squared? Perfect. And this is just begging for me to flip my limits again. Do you guys see that? You have an a squared in the bottom and a 0 on the top. So let's flip it. When I flip it, it turns into what in the front? Positive. And I'm going to rewrite it as u to the half. Are we still okay? And now we're done with calculus. We just do arithmetic. Well, one little step of calculus. 3/2. What's the antiderivative of u to the half? U to the 3/2 times 2/3 from 0 to a squared. Notice that the 3/2 and the 2/3 are going to what? Cancel each other out. So you're literally all just doing is a squared to the 3/2. Does everyone see what we did there? And do you guys know your laws of exponents? Yeah, so a squared to the 3/2, that's just going to be a to the what? A to the 3rd, guys. Just multiply the exponents. So is there an a cubed in there? C. Oh, I thought you were talking Spanish. Like, is there an a cubed? C, there is. I'll stop. This morning I told the pre-cal class, I think I told you guys this yesterday, but I did it to them today. I go, ¿Cómo te sientes? But then I asked the question, like, did I ask how do you feel or did I ask how do you sit? Because ¿Cómo te sientes? Yeah, I don't know. If you don't know Spanish, it's hard. ¿Cómo te sientes could mean, like, how do you sit? Okay, I'll stop. All right, last question here, guys. Look at this one here. Look, notice the answers. So it's going to be, I hope that there's big hints. It's obviously an arctan. Do you remember the derivative of arctan? Perfect. Good job, miss. 1/1 plus x squared. Some tables have x squared plus 1, no big deal. If we do chain rule, let me do chain rule. d dx, arctan of u, 1/1 plus u squared. Oh, that's a squared there. It just came out in the du dx. So, oh, okay, good question. How did I see that it was an arctan? I saw the answer choices. But eventually, you're going to be so beast that you're going to just see it without the answer choices. But notice, is every answer choice here an arctan? Almost all of them. There's an arc sign in there. But I would hope that you would not pick that because the arc sign has a square root. Does that have a square root? No. So that one, that's the worst answer. Don't choose arc sign. Yeah, no yawning, miss. That's it. No more. All right, here we go. If I'm going to have a square on it, if I want to make it look like this, I'm going to rewrite that integrand like this, guys. E to the x, 1 plus parentheses 6 e to the x, close it squared, dx. Does everyone see how I made it look like that? Because I want to make it look like one of these. I want to make it in this form. Cool or not cool? Now I'm going to make my u. I'm going to do u sub. What do you think my u sub is going to be? Yeah, but instead of e to the x, what number do you think I'm going to put in front of that? Yep. So I'm going to write 6e to the x. So when I do du, my du is going to be 6e to the x dx. Are we okay? All right. I almost have a 6e to the x dx. So what number do I need in the front? Perfect. If I do that, what do I put on the outside? So now look how beautiful this is going to look. 1/6 integrand 1/1 plus u squared du. Now it comes out beautiful. Can we do the antiderivative of that pretty fast? Yeah, keep the 1/6. Antiderivative of 1 over 1 plus u squared is simply arctan of u plus c. Because they want it in terms of x, we plug back what u is. What is u? Perfect. Arctan of 6e to the x plus c. And there it is, guys. We look for that answer. Is it in there? Letter C. All right, you have an activity. It's not going to take you long. There's only 4 questions. And you have a Delta Math. If you finish both and you feel empowered, try the UH. I haven't set it up yet. I'm probably not going to make the UH go live until Thursday. But if you feel that you got the hang of it, see if you can give the UH a shot. Cool? All right, we're done, guys. Yeah, go for it.